I just saw an insane whataboutism take on the situation in Iran. And this is one of those little memes that was shared by some weird right-wing Jim Bro type people. But the essence of what they were saying is that it's so crazy that the students aren't cramming the streets protesting in solidarity with the citizens murdered by the Iranian government in the same way that they pack the streets for Palestinians. Now, it doesn't take rocket science to understand why these are different scenarios. The Israeli guns and bombs killing those Palestinian women and children were largely funded by U.S. aid, so it's reasonable that U.S. citizens will protest that. An Israeli ceasefire was something that could be obtained by U.S. political persuasion, whereas Iran is a sovereign nation with little to no diplomatic ties to America, and technically they have a highly justified hatred to our specific flavor of imperialism. But you should all take a moment to familiarize yourselves with the situation that is occurring over there, because our age-addled authoritarian has been flirting with Iranian intervention since his first presidency, and it's definitely about the oil. It's always about the oil. Many may not know, but Iran is the way it is because a half-assed CIA MI6 plan sought to overturn their elected leader and replace him with the Shah, who would ensure continued Western access to their oil. It went over well enough until Iranian Revolution sent him packing. I think it was only like a year later. And the Ayatollah seized popular power because he was one of the big voices that was uniting both sides against the Shah, instituting a religious fundamentalist government, which is the Islamic Republic. Now, there's been a lot of backlash against the Iranian Republic for many reasons. In 2020, it was women's rights. The latest are economic concerns, and they always respond in the same way. They get their forces, the Iranian Guard, who does not like any kind of protest or counter movements against the Iranian government because it's a religious fundamentalist authoritarian government, and they line up in the streets, stand off against them, and just start firing. And side note, there's way more to the story on scenario than this. I'm just doing a cliff notes because I only have about 3 minutes to get this thing off. So if you want some quick resources to get more familiar, there is an NPR special that lays out a lot of good history and suggests some great books to read to get smart on the subject. But this is important to you and me as fellow Americans because the assassins-in-chief got a whiff of that sweet, sweet, sweet drug of power. And one of the side effects is increasingly larger and more expensive regional power grabs, and like dogs at a steakhouse, they're openly salivating. So, I'm telling you all this because I want you all to stay informed, so you can inform your neighbors, and you can all inform your communities and leaders. Because the only way to make it out of this war-hungry mindset is to make friends along the way.